Hey everyone, so it's Hearth and welcome back to my channel. So on today's video, I'm going to be showing you just some of the witchy finds that I found in my local charity shops. So a lot of people think that witchcraft and magical practice is really expensive, and you can make it really expensive, but you can also make it really cheap. So I have been around my local charity shops because I'm a little bit addicted to charity shops. I had to hold back for a few years because I went a little nuts with charity shops when I worked in Oxfam a few years ago, and then I had to reel it back in again because I was spending way too much money in charity shops. But I really like charity shops. I like supporting them, and I also like getting things secondhand. I don't know what it is. I love secondhand things. It's just one of my things. And so recently I went charity shop shopping around my local charity shops. How many times can I say the word shop in a sentence? We shall see. And when I was there, I found some amazing finds that I never ever would have expected. So I want to share them with you guys and just say, if you are interested, go out to your local charity shops, see what you can find, because you can really be surprised with the kind of things that you can find in charity shops. Now, everything I'm going to show you, I found in one day in one charity shop. I went in a bunch, and the one place that I bought from had all of this stuff. And when I spoke to the lovely guy behind the counter, he said that I'd missed out because just a few days before, they'd had the encyclopedia of 5,000 magical herbs in the charity shop. In the charity shop. That's amazing. Because witchcraft books are so popular now, a lot of people, when they grow out of it or they choose to no longer practice, rather than selling their books, they'll just donate them to charity shops. So you get a lot of the most popular books on witchcraft around in charity shops. But a lot of people, when they die or when they move house, their family or they will donate all of their books to a charity shop. And if they've been interested in witchcraft at some point in their life, they will donate old 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, I say old, it's not that old, but older books into charity shops. That's how I managed to find Pamela Ball's book on spells. I got it in a charity shop. You can find some amazing things, and it's definitely not something to look past. Charity shops are amazing. I'll say it now, I'll say it forever. I bloomin' love charity shops. And I got a lot of interesting books that I'm really curious to learn more about, and some that I just got to add into the collection to review for you guys to see if it's any good. So the first book that I got is this one. This is The Signs, Symbols, and Dream Interpretation. So it's the ultimate illustrated encyclopedia of signs, symbols, and dream interpretation. And this is basically a new book. There isn't a scratch on it. There's no writing on the pages. It's literally like someone bought this book, never read it, not even once, and then when they didn't want it anymore, they just donated it to the charity shop. And I managed to get this book. You can't see it. It says it up here in a little pencil for $2.99. $2.99 I got this book. Now, I am a strong believer in that dream interpretation is best done by the person who's had the dream, because after all, it is your subconscious sending your consciousness memories and information and symbols and things that mean something to you. But if you are particularly stuck, a book like this can be really useful to pick out the signs and the symbols and the things that might be important. So this book has everything from dream investigations to the levels of dreaming, lucid dreaming, night travels. It also goes into dreaming throughout history, different symbols like plants, mandalas, dragons, zodiac signs, colors. Oh, it goes into a lot. And it's brand new. Now, I haven't had a chance to read through this book yet, but I couldn't pass it up. $2.99 for essentially a brand new book on dream interpretation. I'm not missing out on that. So although it's not something that I personally am going to read like religiously, it is something that I'm going to add to my collection because I get asked a lot for books on dream interpretation. So I'm going to give this one a go and see how good it is. But like seriously, it's new. It's brand new. I'm chuffed with this find, I really am. So the next one that I got is a little bit less witchcrafty and just a little bit more quirky. So I really like, I would say conspiracy theories. I do like conspiracy theories. This isn't so much a conspiracy theory, but it is just a really interesting topic. So this is called the Mayan Prophecies. And it's all about the Mayan prophecies and the Mayan calendar. And I'm sure you all remember 2012, or maybe not all of you remember 2012 as vividly as I do, but everyone I knew thought we were all going to die in 2012 because the Mayan calendar was ending and everyone freaked out. I didn't really freak out because I knew a little bit more about the Mayan calendar, I think, than other people did, but everyone freaked out because they thought the world was going to end, and it didn't, because the Mayan calendar just finished. But this is a book all about the Mayan prophecies. It describes how the Mayan calendar ended on the 22nd of December 2012 and a little bit about the prophecies that were created 5,000 years ago. Now, do I put a huge amount of stock in the Mayan prophecies? Personally, no. Do I find it really interesting and want to learn more about it? Of course, it's me. I love reading, I love learning, anything and everything. So this is actually a pretty old book. It's not like super old, but you can just tell it's not a new book. It wasn't published 5 years ago. It was probably published 10, 15 years ago. But it does have a lot of information in there about a huge range of different aspects. Everything from the history to astrology to the sun and its influence, all about cataclysms and everything else, and it even goes into a little bit of science behind the Mayan calendar, and I thought this looked really, really interesting. This was £1.45 with gift aid, so I get to help the charity out even more than I do just by buying the books. So for £1.45, you know damn well I'm going to buy a book on the Mayan prophecies. It's me. I'm gonna buy this book. So I bought it, and the guy at the counter was like, you've got a really unusual selection of books there. Because obviously in charity shops, a lot of the people that go in, they are of an older generation, and I am there. They're all there looking at the classical novels and the clothes and the homeware and the bric-a-brac, as we call it in the UK. I'm there walking up to the counter with this giant stack of witchcraft and weird books. Just put it down, I just acted completely natural, and he just looks at me and goes, that's a really odd collection of books that you have there. You missed out. We had the Encyclopedia of 5,000 Magical Herbs here a few days ago. I love that moment, and I was sad I hadn't gone in a few days earlier, because although I do have that book already, I'd have loved to have given one away to you guys. But maybe I might do that in the future, who knows. So the next book that I have is this one. This is Everyday Witch A to Z Spellbook. Wonderfully Witchy Blessings, Charms and Spells by Deborah Blake. Now, I have never seen this book before. I don't know how I missed it. I've never seen it. Rather than being with the non-fiction books, this was actually hidden away in the fiction, young fantasy book section, which you guys know I love. I have a bunch of young fantasy down here, like the teen drama stuff, the really cliche stuff. Yeah, that's the cheesy books that I buy. And this was hidden away in the young adult fantasy section. And it is a collection of spells for the magnificently modern witch. Now, how good this book is, I don't really know. I can immediately tell that a lot of it is Wicca based, which isn't inherently a problem, but you guys know my stance on it. I like traditional witchcraft books more than Wicca books, but I decided to get it because it has a really unusual way of doing it. A lot of books now will have a lot of items, so they'll say you need this candle and this oil and this herb and this crystal, and you need to do it on this day on this moon phase. This is actually interesting in that it's mainly chant work rather than items, which I thought was really unusual, and I decided to get the book. This one was £1.49. £1.49. So of course I added it to my stash of books that I ended up getting, and I'm very happy that I've got it. You guys know that I just did a video on spell books, and this is going to be one that I'm going to look into to see if I think it's worth getting or not. Now, I do not know whether any of these books are still available, so I'll have to check, or if any of you are interested, I'm sure that you can check on Amazon to see if it's even still in print, because that is something that you find when you go to charity shops, is that you may find books that aren't in print, like my Pamela Ball spell book that all of you guys wanted wanted to get but couldn't get because it was like $700, and I'm so sorry about that. In the UK, there were a few available that weren't super expensive, and I'm hoping that more will become available. And I'm hoping to maybe be able to find one to do a giveaway for you guys that can't get it. But a lot of the books that you will find in charity shops aren't in print anymore. So you're kind of getting like you're getting a little surprise that no one else can get anymore, which I really, really like. So the next book that I got isn't so much a witchcraft book. Well, it is, but it's not a real witchcraft book. It is a discovery of witches. I've wanted to get this book for a decent while now. I don't have Sky, so I've not been able to watch the show, but a lot of people have told me that it was really, really good, so I got the book. This is brand new, by the way. Like, literally someone bought this off like a supermarket shelf and then they never read it. Like, not a single page is dog-eared, like there's nothing up with this book. It's perfectly brand new. And this was £1.49. So I went, £1.49, I'm sure I can add that to the stack of books that I buy and have never read. But one day I will decide I want to read this book, and when I decide it, I have the book that I can read. So it's not so much a witchcraft book, but it kind of is. I don't know, I thought I'd add it in just because you can get some really good finds in charity shops, and I don't think enough people appreciate them. I love charity shops. Did you notice by now? I absolutely love charity shops. So the last book that I got from the charity shop is actually probably my favourite. It's the most interesting and I am so excited about it. I don't even know if this one is still in print, which is what makes me really excited, and that is Season of Sorcery on Becoming a Wise Woman by Poppy Palin, I'm not sure, but it's this book anyway, and the description is: many people experience psychic phenomena to a greater or lesser degree, depending on their own innate sensitivity. Such experiences can cause delight or distress and can be difficult to share with others. This book is a personal story of psychic encounters and the author's own understanding of them, presented as a fascinating blend of information and entertainment. In sharing her own unusual experiences, the author hopes to encourage others to gain knowledge and understanding of their own. The book therefore seeks to inspire by revealing the author's own practical understanding and enjoyment of her own psychism, and encouraging the reader to develop an understanding their own. Now, it's really hard to find books that are like this now. A lot of books now are, here is how to cast a spell, here is how to do this, this is a beginner's guide to this. You guys have seen them everywhere. You know they're a little bit of my pet peeve, just a little bit. But it's really unusual to find a book that is written for assistance, but from the perspective of the person that's writing it. So going through it, it's a used book, you know, it's been water damaged, it's been dog-eared, I'm so looking forward to reading this book. It was $5.99, reduced to $1.99. Published in 1998, so it's in my favourite era of books, as you guys know. And it just looks so fascinating. I love learning other people's path to their practice. Does that make any sense? Like, I love learning about other people's experiences. Sometimes I get a little bit fed up of the, here's a step-by-step guide to this. Here's how to do this. Instead, I want to know how you got there. How did you find your path? What did you go down? What turmoil did you have to go through to get to where you are? Like, I like knowing the practical nature of it, not just a step-by-step guide that's kind of broken down for beginners. You know what I mean? So I got this and I'm so excited. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I'm really, really looking forward to reading it. It looks really, really interesting, and I had to get it. I love how they, like, at the back of these older books, they have like printed like the details of the location of the shop and stuff, and guaranteed that this shop is not still gonna be here. It was 1998, you know, like this shop ain't gonna be there anymore. But I love it when they used to do that. They don't do that so much in books now, but in like 1980s, 1990s, they used to put like the location of the bookstore or the like publishing house, like the really small indie publishing house. And then like in 2020, that is not going to be there anymore. But anyway, I got this one and I was super excited about it. I've never seen this book anywhere before, and maybe it's still printed, maybe you can still get it, I don't know, but I'm chuffed with it. I love finding things like this in charity shops. So it wasn't the biggest haul in the world, but you know what? For about £9, that was a really good deal. I think all in all in that charity shop, I spent about £11. £11 and I got all of these. Like, £11. I absolutely love charity shops. I think they're well worth a stop into because you find things that you would never normally be able to find. A lot of you guys know, because you love books as much as I do, that most of the time when you go into bookstores that sell occult books, you will find the same ones. You'll find Green Witch, you'll find the one that's just called Witch, you'll find a lot of Scott Cunningham books, you'll find a lot of Wicca books, and although those books are great, I like them, there's nothing wrong with them, sometimes I like finding something more unusual, and charity shops are a great place to find that. On top of that, you can also find chalices and cauldrons and incense and cloaks and really cool stuff, as long as you look hard enough. You know, spend enough time in a charity shop and you will find things that no one else has noticed, because there's always things hidden away on the shelves, there's always things hidden away in the racks that you might never ever notice. And I've spent a lot of time in charity shops. I spent a good long amount of time working in a charity shop, and I've spent a lot of time since shopping in charity shops, and you can always find really good things. So I wanted to share this with you just to kind of encourage you to use charity shops more. It helps support a charity, and you also find things that maybe are out of print that you would never ever be able to find normally. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I do have a question for you guys. Would you be interested in charity shopping vlogs, where I like take you into different charity shops and we can like have a look around together to see if we can find any witchy things, and then we come back and kind of look through it and see what we got? Would you guys be interested in that? I know that in a past live stream I mentioned it and people were like, yes, do it, but now I'm a little uncomfortable. Vlogging makes me really uncomfortable because I don't live in LA, you know? I live in an English town where people are very to themselves. But if you guys would like to see that, I will definitely try to do that for you, so let me know down in the comment section. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to give it a like. It really means so much to me. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, video ideas, or just want to chit chat with the community down in the comment section, feel free to post a comment. And if you do enjoy the magical content on this channel or in this video, feel free to hit subscribe. I do try to post magical content every Wednesday and every Saturday at 6 p.m, although at the moment I'm a little off my game. Sorry about that. But if you do want to chat with me and other members, I do now have a Discord server that anyone can join and chat with the community. We're about 70 members strong, we're growing, and it's a really nice community. There's some amazing mods, there's some amazing people. It's just a really cool place to chat. If you have a question that isn't related to a video, you can put it there and I can answer it and the community to answer it. It's just a really nice place. The link for that will be in the description box. And anyway, I'm gonna get going now. So I hope you guys have a marvelous magical day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!